Assistant Chief Jerry Schiager of Fort Collins Police Services. Please leave me a message and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. Thank you.
Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Hey, Jerry, it's William here again. Sorry about the timing of that last message. As I was running out of time, it's not very easy to squeeze in what you can. But basically what I was trying to say toward the end there, what the real kind of concern is, if I summarize it like this, is that night when I jumped that fence, I had the email of the takedown notice that Robert Mosby had sent to Eric Holzapfel, and it was a very clear email, and basically I didn't have it on me at the time, but I was planning on jumping with it, and I basically, my brother had it with him on the other side of the street in a van, and so he's kind of a witness to the whole thing too. He's definitely knows, and he's been there with my conversations with Robert Mosby and so forth in the past over this. So we went and we've talked to Rob over this. We were the ones that got the actual takedown notice triggered. We were the only ones in the entire city that noticed that a 2384 had happened, basically. And so when we talked to Robert Mosby, then Chief Construction Inspector, he went ahead and sent the takedown notice. But getting back to the seriousness of the issue here, we provided this email which said that there was a fence that was placed within the right-of-way, that it was an encroachment, that it needed to be removed sooner than later, that it was per city code, I think. That email did end up in evidence, lo and behold. Never got mentioned in the warrantless arrest affidavit. That's the big kicker here. So I think there's a judge out there that signed off on this probable cause. That is probably why Horton's so confused, for instance. But basically, what the scary thing is here is based on my other cases too. I have a lot of these now. That basically Chernak and Brady and Howard that night basically really butchered their police reports, and they left out everything I mentioned to them. I mentioned right-of-way, I mentioned Rob, I mentioned city dock plats, I mentioned everything, 100 feet especially. So it's like when you show the email, and most importantly, they put in their police report that I evidently had provided this email as an argument over if it was Safeway putting up their fence, and if you read the email, they're trying to basically frame me that I didn't know what I was talking about, that I'm not knowledgeable in right-of-way, and that it was just some private property issue that I was didn't know what I was talking about. And so I wish I had some sort of recording for that night. Most of my other recordings I have from all my other police contacts, but not that night. But it shouldn't matter. But nevertheless, they left a lot of shit out, and that this is just downright really disturbing behavior. It has a lot to do with what we believe to be an image problem of the town, of trying to own any situation, put flowers on it, as we call it. And so, this was an on-purpose situation. Like, I provided this email because, we caught them. I wasn't even expecting to catch them, not knowing that that's, private public. I didn't think they were going to go 460 route. I thought they were just going to go the whole, you're behind a fence that has been up for a while, and then I could show them a 2384 notice. And so that would, they would lose their reasonable suspicion. They're supposed to only start off with that. And so they went straight for probable cause, and it went straight for private property. And now, basically, I'm banned from a sidewalk that's, banning me from the store within that I never was in. And, going to court as if I'm still supposed to be convicted of trespassing. We're not just talking probable cause here. Bob Percifield is still wanting to convict me otherwise of trespassing on private property. And so, take 1742, take 2384, take the 143-year-old plat, take the minor amendment 160002, and objectively reasonable officer of the law would have issued a 2384 that night, or done what my brother and I did. They would not be going the other direction. And so if you can see here some strange anomalies now, basically the cops are, and Bob Percifield is otherwise trying to enforce illegally stolen land by Eric Holzapfel, who put up the fence illegally, purely as a hate crime, before a minor amendment process ever got started, without a fence permit. It's all there. It's just, you can talk to Rob about it. But basically,
Approaching the maximum
basically, I'll do whatever it takes to subpoena everyone to go to court over this, or I have a lot of motions I can get in over this. But generally speaking, I think this is a policy reform thing that needs to be going on too on your side, regardless. But nevertheless, I really would like to talk about this. Thank you. Please call me back whenever you can.
You've reached the maximum length for a recording. To send this message, press pound or hang up. To mark it urgent, 1. To play it, 3. To re-record it, marked urgent. To send this message, press pound or hang up. Your message has been sent. If you would like to try an extension, you may do so now.